What's up, guys? We are back. Yes, this is Off the Post, and I'm your host, Dwayne Johnson. You can call me DJ if you feel like it. And we are back after another U.S. Women's National Team game. Oh, this was a good one to watch, actually. Let's first look at our panel because it looks like we got one new face, one familiar face, and I guess, yeah, a bunch of old faces down there. Let's start with the new face down there. So where are you from in the world? Because I've never seen you in my life. All right.
I'm Rachel. I'm from Ireland. Big fan of women's soccer and international football correspondent for ExtraTime.e and Sports International magazine.
What's the name of your website, by the way? Plug that real quick.
RachelStack.com.
Oh, it's pretty easy to remember. All right, cool.
Oh, wait, now I know who that is. I was wondering who that was.
Oh, you didn't know who Rachel Stack was? It's the girl I beat.
I know the name, the full name. I'm like, who's Rachel? I have no idea who this is.
She is also known as the girl I beat in FIFA. Get this. Okay, Pete, we're going to just have a moment real quick, then we'll get to everything. So I used to beat her all the time, and then all of a sudden she gets this one little win, and she posts it all over Twitter. So if you look in her archives, I bet somewhere, there's this little picture of a win she finally gets over me on FIFA. So that's what Rachel Stack should be known for, being a mean person and posting my business on Twitter.
But you haven't played me since, so I'm 1-0 up.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
No pressure, BJ.
Yeah, no pressure. I'll get back at her. All right, guys. First things first. Let's go over the usual. You know we're on Tumblr, Facebook, and Twitter. On any of these sites, if you use the hashtag WosoTalk, or on Facebook, you go on our page and message us. We'll answer your questions on air. Also, by the way, there's a cool little site I want you guys to check out called WosoShirts.com, I believe it is. They have a bunch of sweet T-shirts. I saw a Kelly O'Hara shirt that I guess I'll buy with a little squirrel on it. I think a lot of you guys probably already know about it. Check them out. They're pretty cool. They gave us a nice little shout out this week. And any answers you have, just ask them, and we'll answer them on air. First thing, before we jump to the game, I want to jump into a little bit of FAWSL. I don't know how many of you guys watched that, but a lot of our viewers have been telling me to talk about, a lot of the other leagues. Well, we're going to get into it. So I'll talk about this because I got to see it. It was the Notts County game versus Arsenal. I don't know how many of you guys out there watched it. It was a 1-1 draw. Ellen White was back from injury. She actually had a very good game to be back from injury. Played, I believe, the whole 90 minutes. Looks strong out there. She scored Notts' lone goal on a set piece that you guys could probably look on Twitter and check out. It was a nice little training ground piece. When she talked about it at the end of the game, she said that a lot of them flew over the bar and a lot of misses, so it was nice to see that. They had another chance. She missed a penalty, hooked it. But other than that, she was real solid out there in Notts County and Arsenal game. It was a fun one to watch. I got to see Sanderson, actually. She's playing for Arsenal right now. She didn't make much of an impact that game, but I'm sure as the season goes on, she'll make more of an impact. Arsenal's lone goal came from an American. It was weird because I was looking at the girl thinking, oh, it's just some other English, English striker out there. When she scored, and then at the end of the game, I talked to her. Her name was Ubo Gagu. I ruined that horribly. And it was subbed in. She was subbed in for Sanderson. She had nice pace, changed the game, and it was a pretty decent strike. And right now in the FAWSL, Chelsea is up with 6 points. They won both their games, and behind them is Man City. If you guys want us to go over more FWSL stuff, we surely will as the season goes on, and more so when we get good streams, because that's always an issue. We'll definitely look at them. I enjoy the league. It's a fun one to watch, and it's going to really pick up a lot, so we'll definitely start to do more of those games. And if you watch some of them, too, and you're a fan, talk to me. We might bring you on air, and you might get to talk about them. Now let's get to what we've all been waiting for, since I've gotten over my little English spiel. The women's national team. Today was a game where we actually looked, dare I say, good. I guess we can talk about Ellis's roster selection first. Wow, it looks like everyone's muted down there. Oh, you guys didn't want to hear me talk about Ellen White and stuff. Okay, it's cool. But let's just talk about the roster real quick. I guess, Christy, we'll start with you. The call-ups of the roster, same as expected, or...
Mostly what we expected, I think. I was actually happy with a couple of the tweaks that she made this time around, and I think it really showed up on the field. Having Rapinoe in the starting lineup, having Aaron get another go at starting lineup, having Johnston back in there, getting some more experience. She actually looked fantastic today. Still not going to sell me on Klingenberg. Yeah, she scored a goal. She scored a goal, but that's not her job. Her job is to not get beat by defenders, and I just feel like at the end of the day, come World Cup time, I don't know if she's going to be able to handle, real forwards and real offensive play, which I don't actually think too much of today. But otherwise, I was happy seeing Lloyd push back to the middle where she needs to be with Holiday. And Press did okay. She didn't do a whole lot. And like I said, Pino had a fantastic game too. And I think the finishing is the only thing that lacked. Anyway, enough of me.
Yep. Krista, what did you think of the lineup? The lineup that she chose for this game. Did you like it, or would you have any tweaks to it personally?
No, yeah, Kling, but
common theme here, it seems like.
We're not gonna get into that. But yeah, I did. Pino and Press was definitely good. Pino had, was a lot stronger and more consistent, I feel like, this game than she has been for quite a while. And then, first half we came out strong and we were doing what we needed to do, which was something, again, that we haven't seen in a little bit, coming out strong in the first half as opposed to, it was still, way more dominant in the second half. But, solid lineup, so.
All right, Rachel, first time on, it's your time to shine. What did you think of the lineup? Would you have put in anyone in particular?
I think it was a good starting 11, but I think they should have started Harris. And basically, because you're playing in front of 35,000 fans, Harris hasn't ever played in front of 35,000 fans. Be a good experience for her ahead of the World Cup, especially if she's supposed to be number 2 keeper. In terms of the defence, I think KO needs to get back in there. She's good going forward, and on top of that, she hasn't been getting enough game time, so I don't think you have someone that is playing left back that has confidence.
Tyler, what did you think of the roster when you first saw it, or the lineup actually when you first saw it?
I liked it. It was more direct with less we're more no-nonsense players. They were all just going for it. They were all hustling. The only person I would have changed was Klingenberg, like you said. I don't know if her hair was worse or defending. And yeah, about it. I think it would be nice if Harris got more experience, just because of the shaky experience and the goalkeeping. But other than that, it was perfect.
Yeah, when I saw the lineup, I actually was happy and shocked a bit because I was expecting the whole Lloyd out on the wing still and Press on the other wing. Then I was like, wow, this is an actual lineup where it's going to be a bit more, like I said, direct. We're not going to have. I couldn't see Pino just sitting back and bouncing long balls up or just sending 1,000 balls, towards Kling to let her go up and send a bunch of crosses in. So I just knew it'd be a little bit more creativity. And I guess the only person I might have put in, because I had talked to a lot of people on Facebook and maybe they gave me the decision, was a lot of people wanted to see Heath. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. They were saying maybe she needs to get a lot of game time. But Harris, actually, that's a real good point you guys made. She's one that probably could have used this game a bit more than Hope, since Hope will. We know what Hope's going to give us, I feel like. And I feel like you could plug her in the next couple of games and Hope would be fine. But hey, this would have been a nice game for Harris, especially because there was really, 2 shots from New Zealand? So there was really nothing that we should have feared. I didn't fear us losing this game. I actually chose us to win 4-1, so I was kind of close. But they didn't even get more than 3 shots on us. So the first half, you felt like we were pretty strong, Tyler?
Yeah, we definitely came out stronger in the first half than we had in previous games. We just looked like we were ready to go, and it didn't take us that usual 20 minutes to get in the game. After the first 5 minutes, A-Rod, Press, and Morgan, they're getting chances already, and it just looked like a good day from the jump.
Yeah, you're right about that. It really did look like a good day immediately. You could just feel it. It's something about the game of how we were passing early on it. I just knew that we could dominate this game. Rachel, what did you think of the first half?
I thought they were good, yeah. I thought they done well with the possession, they done well with the movement, but for the strike force they had up front, they should have had a lot more shots than what they have.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Hey, it was kind of amazing to think that we were just constantly. It was at one point, I think, one goal. I was just doing it in percentages. 1 goal out of 10 or 11 shots. You would expect a lot more. Krista, what did you think of the first half?
Yeah, I mean, same thing. It was just we had a really nice first half. I feel like Kling got lucky with that shot, and A-Rod was just really unlucky. But yeah, there was definitely a lot more confidence and a lot more chemistry. And there was definitely some some beautiful football being played. So.
Christy, what did you think of the first half?
It was very aggressive, which I wasn't expecting because we have not been aggressive previously. I think the lack of experience between A-Rod and Alex together on the field was really obvious in the beginning. You could see a total difference when they brought Sid in as far as the chemistry between the people up in the top, between Heath and Alex and Sid, even though it was only for maybe about, 7 to 10 minutes. But I really want to see the next several games, A-Rod and Alex just working, getting at least a full half in together so that they can start getting that chemistry that Alex has with some of the other players if that's what she's going to make her strike partner, which the performance today, I don't see why A-Rod shouldn't get the start next time. But I think it was really strong, and the midfield was working like they should have been. They're preventing balls from getting through, and that was obvious in the shot ratio from against New Zealand. So yeah, it was a good, strong first half.
Yeah, with A-Rod in particular, I mean, she stood out from, I think, the jump of the whistle. I mean, she just played just so much movement, so much energy. She was getting in there, breaking up stuff, making stuff happen for runs and everything. I felt like she really tried to make a case for why she should be starting up front. It was almost as if every aspect of the game she dominated, I guess you could say. Also, it was good to see a lot of width from the team because I'm so used to us playing so narrow a lot of the times. It was like we were in and out. Sometimes we'd play a little bit narrow, but then we'd play we had width actually for I don't know, first time in a long time, to be honest with you. I was able to almost count the long balls in my hand, which is a shock in the first half. That Kling strike was well, everyone's calling it lucky. Yeah, good job, good job. Prove some of these haters wrong. I guess you could call it a strike. It was a kick, good kick, and Pino, like I said, Pino didn't have a bad half at all. I thought that when she took that first corner, I was like, oh, it's gonna be a bad game, Pino. And then afterwards, she was solid. A lot of 1-2s. You can see her chemistry with everyone. What did you feel about Pino's game, Tala?
Oh, Pino, she was great. There was some times where she was a little quiet just because the ball was on the other side, and her movement with Klingenberg in the start was nice. But after that, her crosses were just on point. Yeah, she was just active.
What did you think, Krista? I guess press, if we seen any of press at all, really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really notice press too much out there, honestly. I feel like, I was more, and A-Rod this game were definitely, at least in the first half. Yeah, their chemistry was really good. So they were making some pretty things happen. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I really have any impressions of like press from the first half that I remember. So
Yeah,
I was a little distracted, but
it's understandable. Rachel, what did you think of Julie Johnston's first half?
I think she's a great player. Pity she's not Irish. It's great to see a young player to come in with such confidence, and just think she's doing really well.
Yeah, she fit right in. She had a really good game. I was impressed with her the whole first half. I felt like she was strong every time she's on the ball, real confident. She makes me feel a lot more relaxed about that back line, knowing that Brune and her back there, and they'll be hopefully back there for years to come together. So I'm a bit more confident about the back line. I guess we can worry about other parts of the field or other positions that are close by Brune and JJ. As for the second half, it looked like New Zealand was actually brought out a little bit of early pressure this time around. They tried to change it up a bit, I guess. We tried to change it up a bit, how we started playing, switching the field and playing a little bit quicker. Actually, Christy, what did you think of Holiday's game in the second and first half?
I think she's with Lloyd coming in, and honestly, if I can speak on both of them, the center and the center mids, both of them, one of the comments made on Twitter was that they were concerned, I guess, that Lloyd had been relatively quiet, and I actually kind of felt the opposite way. I said if Lloyd's quiet and the team is doing well, I think that everything is going the right way, because it really shouldn't be Lloyd on the ball constantly if the team is playing well as a team. And I think we saw that today, where Lloyd was doing her job instead of having to feel like she had to take over the game. So I thought Lloyd had a fantastic performance, even though she really was doing more subtle things and wasn't the star of the show, as they say. And Holiday, again, doing work and held the ball a hell of a lot better, way better possession, just everywhere. She did. I mean, this is probably one of her better games, even though, again, it was the subtle things. It wasn't the star of the show stuff that really made them stand out to me.
Rachel, how did you feel about the Tobin Heath sub? You think she should have started, or do you think the little cameo she had was, I guess, good enough to prove why she should be on the team?
I think they gave Pino her run for the day that was in it, the 100 cap. I think Tobin should be starting. I was at the Iceland game in Algarve, and I think she really was the difference in that game for such an aggressive game. Like, I was talking to personally on Skype, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and I was telling you what happened at the Iceland game. It was a rough game, but he kept the ball. She had her movement, was getting them into better positions, and she really worked up and down the wing. So I think it's a pity that she was dropped today, because it would have been great for her to be rewarded for the performance that she did put in the Algarve, and I think it's going to be hard to get back into it with Pino showing a glimpse of her old self today.
Yeah, that was interesting what you told me, how you said she had such a great game, and it was the one game that wasn't on TV, and then for us, we didn't see any of her, the whole tournament. At least for you, you could say you never saw her again, and it was just, I expected her at least to get more playtime after that, how it sounded. Because didn't you, explain how she was playing? Didn't she really dominate the whole midfield and stuff like that?
Yeah, so Iceland were very aggressive, so basically they were teaming up, two in a player at a time. But she was so confident on the ball, she was holding it up, she was giving people chances to roll back, to play it back to the defenders, to move out wide, to get into space, to play the through passes. It was the simple things that it was giving the US so much space and the confidence on the ball to try get the shots off.
Dala, how did you feel about Sid getting subbed in? Do you think she'll be a major sub, or just get minimal use during the World Cup?
She was great off the bench. She kind of changed the game in a way. When in the second half, the game kind of slowed down. New Zealand kind of got comfortable. But when Sid came in, she kind of was like, you didn't see me yet. And then she come in. When she came in, they just weren't expecting it. And she just burnt everyone. Her first run she made, she literally burnt like 3 people with that ball to Alex that she missed. But just, I feel like she'll be a super sub, just like she's been in the past. Just because of the pace, it's great at the end of games.
Yeah, it was like you said. Immediately when she came in, she impacted the game. It was amazing to actually see it, because I felt like, maybe she's challenging for a starting spot. No, she'll be great if she just comes off the bench and helps us, because just that pace alone can change up a game anytime. Christy, how did you feel about Alex Morgan's performance before she was, I believe, subbed off, right? Correct, for Abby?
Yeah, Abby came on for Alex, which I didn't necessarily agree with. I think Sid and her need more time together. I think it's obvious at this point that Alex is their number one, and it's about who's going to start with Alex. I think it's been that conversation all year. So I kind of like the diversity of them bringing in A-Rod for her with her the half, and then bringing Sid in and seeing what the two of them do together. So I kind of like that idea. I think Sid's going to wind up being a sub, because A-Rod has frankly just outperformed her this year.
Who do you want up top with Alex?
I think Yam will be great. I think my concern with A-Rod has always been, and has been the same concern I've had, is that she plays like a beast, and when it comes to those big games, she tends to get a little jittery in front of the inside the 6, and sometimes she will play with a little bit too long before she takes the shot, and that's been a criticism of her game for years. So if she can put that behind her and really just pull the trigger when she needs to, I don't see any reason why anybody else should be starting up top with Alex other than A-Rod. pulling Sid off the bench would be great. But Alex's performance wasn't bad. She was not great. She was okay. She obviously is still waiting on that finishing part of her game from the injury to come back, and I think it's getting closer. So the more minutes she gets over the next couple of games are going to be crucial for her, I think, so that you're going to have two solid players up top with their finishing at 100%, which is where I think Alex is missing. But otherwise, I think she's coming along really well, and I think she had an average game. That's about it.
All right, and I guess I forgot to ask you this, Chris, our local Ashlyn Harris expert. You wish Ashlyn would have played today, considering New Zealand showed no possible threat at all? You think it would have been a good one for her, at least to be out there?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have been, some good experience for her out there. Yeah, I mean, she wouldn't have gotten much action, but, I think it would have been something. So hopefully we'll see her before we actually start the World Cup.
And who is that next game against? Our next friendly? Oh, it is against Ireland. Hey, what's up, Rachel? I wonder why Rachel Stack is on here. No, I'm kidding. I invited her before that.
Be kind.
We'll talk about that in a second. So overall, guys, what did you think of the game? Tala, what did you think of the overall game plan? No lump and pray type anymore?
I think Ellis came in with the right tactics in here, especially with Holiday and Lloyd and the deeper roles. Those two back there is going to be great because they get to see the field more, and they make the runs out and just bringing the balls in. That's what they need. Give delivery to the wing players. I think Ali Krieger was a little bit, I don't want to say she didn't play well. She just wasn't on the ball as much. She wasn't making those runs that she usually does. But other than that, I think it was a good game. I just want to see how it does against better opponents.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Allie was kind of non-existent today, but I guess non-existent isn't bad because it wasn't like a bad game, but it was just she didn't have much of an impact. Rachel, overall game plan, what did you think of the game? How did we play it overall?
I think you played well. I think you started how you wanted it to go. The possession and the attacking straight from the start. I think it showed that there's a lot more confidence in the team since the Algarve Cup win. But in saying that as well, it looked like New Zealand were tired from the off. But I think overall it was a good game and it shows that you're getting there.
Krista, what did you think of the game overall? Did you like what you see?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot better, a lot more, consistent play, a lot better first half. So, yeah, it's definitely, giving me some hope for the future. So.
Yeah, it was actually, like I said, for me, it was actually good to see that there is like actual combination. Yeah. No. So anyway, oh jeez, I knew that was going to happen. I just heard in the background. Hey! Anyway, it was very good to actually see us play it on the ground for the first time in a long time. It was like, I'm so used to us long balling it so much, so it was nice to see a little bit of combinations and 1-2s, a little bit actual football, I guess you could say. So it was nice. Christy, what'd you think of the game?
The game plan was decent. In regards to how you guys feel about starting Harris right now as far as experience goes, but I actually understand the reason why we're not starting at number 2, even though experience is important. The back line has been a revolving door, and I think it's more important at this point that hope and the communication with whoever that back line is going to be is 100% World Cup, and I think that's really what they need to work on, as opposed to what keeper they put in the box, regardless of how active they're going to be. Hope's got to be able to control the back line and communicate with them, especially if they're going to have Julie Johnson in there instead of Captain America, who would handle all of that for her, basically. But so that said, I kind of appreciated that. I still don't know why we're putting Kalupny in at all. But other than that, I think that the game plan was pretty good. I think that solid midfield play was really needed, and I still think we're going to struggle against the 5-man midfields that some of the other teams will play. But I think it was a good confidence-building game, and I think we did what we were supposed to do. We started out against a team that was fresh and we scored, and we held through to the second half when they were tired, because that's been the thing with the U.S. is no one can out-fitness us, and we scored goals when we should have, and that's at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's one thing we'll always get. It seems like we can just wear out opponents if we need to, and then we just got so many reinforcements on the bench. We can always just at one point, if we need to, just pull some more players that are top-class players and just finish an opponent off. So it's good to, we actually had a game where it wasn't scary 2-1 or we should have, or we barely won or anything like that. It actually was a solid performance to watch overall. Now, looking ahead, I think our next game is May 7th, 10th against Ireland. What should we be trying to accomplish in this game since it's getting close to World Cup time? We will start with our residential Irish woman, Rachel. What do you think we should expect against Ireland? Tell us a little bit about your team, actually.
Ireland women's national team are a developing team. They didn't qualify for the FIFA's World Cup, as you know. We came third in the group, and who topped the group was Germany. I was actually at the game against Germany in Tala Stadium up in Dublin, and the Germans nicked it, being honest. They won 3-2 on the day, but we were leading 1-0, I think, up to about the 78th minute through Megan Campbell's long throw and a Louise Quinn header. Do you know of Megan Campbell?
What's it now?
Do you know of Megan Campbell?
No, I haven't heard of Megan Campbell, no.
She plays in the United States. She plays for Florida State. She's
you were always talking about her. Yeah, you are always mentioning her and telling me to watch her in Florida State. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's our secret weapon. So she's someone that you should look out for. She can throw the ball from the halfway line into the 6-yard box, and we'd score most of our goals off that. And she's a really good free kick as well. So like, it would be good to see how the US defend against that if Megan starts, and I hope she does start, because she's someone that if she was a United States player, she'd be probably the face of the team like Alex would be, because she's an exceptional player. Like, other than that, we have Stephanie Roach, as everyone knows as well, worldwide now.
Yeah.
For that fantastic goal that she scored, and I think the two of them are two players that are kind of breaking through the Irish team, and it'd be good to see how the Americans react to the two of them as well as the team as a whole. The Irish team in general, none of them are actually professional. They kind of go to college or they work part-time and play club soccer, and a lot of them actually play locally here in Ireland, so it'd be nice to see them play against the number 2 team currently, but as everyone knows, the US should be number 1.
Thank you for all of that, I guess, Irish news and Irish updates. We know to look forward to. But yeah, you're always saying check her out or whatever. I guess it's kind of hard to find some college games sometimes to watch in Florida State, but I probably can check out more clips on YouTube or something like that. I'm guessing it'll be a good game. Yeah, like I said, Stephanie Rush, everyone's really talking about her. They rate her really highly. I'm expecting her to have a solid season in NWSL. Seems like a good goal scorer. So that'll be a fun one to watch. Also, let's see. Well, the last time we played Ireland, I believe it was December 1st, 2012 at Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah.
2-0. We won 2-0. So maybe we'll win 2-0. I think it'll be a good warm-up for us. It seems like player roles are beginning to become more defined. So and if this continues, what we got to see on the field today, it'll be a good game. Well, let's check for any questions, guys. Any questions on the Twitter, the Facebook, or the Tumblr?
No, I just put out a message, though.
Asking for questions?
Yeah.
That's perfect and good, because actually we have a discussion that the people on Facebook probably were loving, and I brought up. We're going to talk about Tobin Heath. So who here do you think is a big Tobin Heath fan? Oh, look again. Rachel Stack was brought here, and we're having a Tobin Heath discussion. It's almost as if this weekly for her, it seems like. A lot of people, I asked a question, I believe it was this Friday, about Tobin Heath, and asked them where did they see her role on the teams? Should she be a starter, super sub, or will she play minimal to no time? A lot of people said she should be a starter. They felt like she needed more playing time, she could be more consistent. it felt like as if she was one of those players that Jill Ellis just naturally hated. Someone said that, yes. And they just, overall, a lot of people just messaged me different ways trying to talk about, tell me that most of the people said she needed to start. Let's start with Krista. What do you think they should do with Tobin Heath? Should she be playing, or should she at least be a constantly used sub?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure with their. I really do like the lineup that they had at the end. There were some things I'd change around with like the forwards and stuff, and obviously like Krieger and KO in the back. But I mean, yeah, I think I don't know. I wouldn't, as of right now in this moment, I wouldn't like consider her too much of a starter. I think she's doing well coming off of the bench. I don't know when the last time we saw her play a full 90 was either.
So that is one for not a starter. Okay, so that's one person Rachel Stack hates. All right, Christy, you're next.
Well, I've always been a Tobin Heath fan. I think that, but obviously being an Alex Morgan fan, they have a pretty chemistry. Tobin's really good at slipping in through balls, so that's something that Alex and A-Rod would probably appreciate coming into the midfield. I think right now we're not seeing that from Press, and I don't really understand exactly what the goal is with Press, what they're trying to get out of her. But I think if she's going to play on that wing position, that she needs to be performing in that capacity, like what we're used to seeing, or what we'd like to see from Tobin Heath and what we get from Megan Rapinoe. So I assume that's what they're trying to get her to that point. But I think Tobin's already there. I think Tobin would be a great starter, but I think we've seen from Jill Ellis that that's probably not going to be the case. So.
And you said because they're friends, the whole Alex thing and Tobin, that makes you like Tobin a little bit more?
Well, I mean, I think they also play on the Thorns together.
I'm messing
so,
with
they're buddies.
Oh, they're buddies?
Hey,
So
they're Thorns players.
That's someone else's opinion we can't take, Tom.
Hey.
I'm joking. I just wanted to say that.
Not exactly unbiased, so yeah, I guess.
Crossing all you guys out. Okay. Tala, what is your Tobin Heath? Do you think she just started? Do you think she should at least be a super sub, or shouldn't play at all? Shouldn't be on the team?
I mean, there's no question about that. She has the skills to be a starter in the World Cup. I think it's just going to be between her and Press. I think Press is above her right now just because of how many goals she has scored, and she's a threat to score whenever. But she's more of a. They're both two different type of players. He likes to distribute the ball. She'll give more people more chances. Press will run at the players. She can make anything out of nothing. Both can, but it's just in between them. They're both like right next to each other, so it's hard to knock one of them out and bring the other one in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to me, she's 50-50 with Press and Heath in the starting lineup.
Mm-hmm. Now, what NWSL team do you support?
Ring.
That's another person I got marked out. No, I'm joking with you guys. No, actually, you all have made good points, because that's how everyone feels that I've talked to about Tobin. Like you said, a lot of people feel like she has that great connection with Alex up front and passing her ball and stuff, and that she has all the talent. But then it's just like you feel like Press has got the edge on her just because Ellis likes Press and Pierce. So naturally, Press is going to get the playtime stuff. But you see the talent for Tobin, so it's really hard. Now let's go to Rachel. What do you think?
I think she could be a starter, but I think she'd be effective as a sub as well. I think she brings something different to the game. She's more of a European style of player than an American style of player. It's not really about the speed or the power of her physical self. It's just she has the ball work. Like, she can hold it up, she can pass it off, she can turn the player, she can give a ball from the opposite side of the field. It's just she's a different style of player, and she brings different sparks to the game. And if you look back on the Olympics, I think she gave a lot of the assists.
Okay, and can you show what jersey number you're actually wearing real quick? And I'm going to mark her big X over that, and so no one's opinion matters on the show. We're all kind of, but no, to be honest with you guys, I just had to do it because I was thinking like I could get everyone. But no, seriously, every one of you made exactly the points I heard on Facebook. It was honest. She's one of those players where we really like, you think she should really be playing out there, but she's just not playing because maybe her style doesn't fit what they want, or she's talented, but she's not looked at because she's not liked by Ellis, so she's not playing. So there's so many different things with her, and she's just, I guess, an enigma on the team. And I feel like she should get more playing time, and we can see we have maybe a more consistent playing time. She'll have her confidence, and she'll play more. Because we all see the footwork and everything, but she's good on the ball and passing-wise as well. That it could be an asset to the team. You have to find out how to use it. When you got a player that talented, you have to figure out how to use it. You just can't let it rot away on the bench or wait for its turn, so to speak. So that was a good discussion.
Oh, where'd he go? DJ, come back. Hello? Come back, DJ. Come back to us. I see your lips moving, but I don't hear words coming out.
Still there. Can't you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Hey,
I'm still
welcome
here.
back.
I've been still here the whole time. How do you guys hear me?
We see you.
I've been here the whole time.
Can I say one thing?
Yep.
In regards to what we were just talking about, is this? We do have a lot of players with different talent, and Press has her gifts and what she's good at, and Tobin has her gifts and what she's good at. And I think a matter of the issue with the coaching staff is knowing when to play what players and at what time. And sometimes it's who the opponent is. And I think that's something that we'll have to see if Jill Hellis has that ability to know when she's supposed to start a player like Heath and know when she's supposed to start a player like Press and so on and so forth through any position on the team. But and I think that's been the big problem. I don't think she knows when to play what players. And that's the criticism that I think we've been passing around since day one of the show. So anyway, that's it.
I mean, there's Heyo too, though. You know.
Oh yeah, let's not forget that.
So there's Heyo, there's Pino, there's Press, and there's Heath. There's like quite a,
To be honest with you guys, I forgot about Hale since she's been rotting away on the bench, as I call it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I don't know. That's why I just don't see Heath as a starter right now. When you have like Heyo and Press and just whatever. I'm not saying she shouldn't be a starter. Like she's definitely deserved it, and like, could be a good starter.
See the cheeky little smile over there.
I want to see more Heyo though. So.
You say you want to see more Heyo? Christy, is there any player you want to see more of out of the wingers, out of the Tobin, the Heyos, and the Presses? Who do you want to see more out of that group?
I want to see more Heyo. I absolutely do. I mean, I think she's a huge benefit it's the same thing as bringing. If you want to bring her off the bench, great. But when do you bring her off the bench, and who for? She can play that opposite side, opposite of Pino, better than Heath can. Heath prefers that same side that Pino's most successful on. So I think that hard as well.
All right, Rachel. I'm sorry, I feel like you're getting budgeted.
Whoa, what happened?
He's still there. I can still hear him. He's just really soft.
Hey, DJ, pick up.
There you go.
Can you hear me? Save Tobin.
There we are.
Save Tobin Heath for a second, Rachel. Get in there.
What's the question? I missed it.
Well, they were just bludgeoning her. Is there anything you want to say about Tobin Heath? Should she be playing or not?
Who's bludgeoning her?
I'm not bludgeoning her.
I don't even know what's going on right now.
Well, it felt like a little bit. Like they were saying they wanted Heyo over. Do you see Heyo? Who would you want, Heyo or Tobin more so? Like,
I like the both of them. I like the way we used to play before, left and right wing. So if you want to put it back that way, I'd be happy.
Sounds good. Tala, who do you want, Heyo or is it Heyo or what were you guys saying, Heyo or Tobin? I guess if there was a choice, or Press even.
Heyo and Pino, they just don't play on the same side.
Okay.
Hey, wait. Heath and Pino.
Heath or Pino? That's what it is, yeah?
Both.
Both? Huh.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong with one of them.
So would you go with, I guess them Tobin, Hale, or, what did you guys say, Heath or Pino? Or was it? I'm even confusing the question now, that one.
Oh, Heath and Pino.
We don't even know. Pretty ask the question.
Who do you want to see playing more? Hale, Tobin, or Press? I threw out there. That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, I'd say Hayo just because we're not seeing her as much now, and just the energy she brings, you really can't substitute that. Like I said last week, I think.
Okay. And is my mic going low or something? Is it that's the problem?
I don't know. It
What?
goes in and out. We're soft.
All right, we're gonna have to invest in a new mic, people. So send your donations to the Little Boy That Could funds on Twitter. I will take money orders, checks, free food, food stamps, anything you got. Just send them my way. All right, let's get back to my other question, actually, guys. Let's talk about the FIFA ranking. U.S. Women's National Team closes the gap between Germany. Who puts any faith in the FIFA rankings? Raise your hand. No one. No one likes the women's FIFA rankings. Well, let's talk about that. Tala, what do you think of the U.S.? Are they almost close to, I guess you could say, Germany? Do you think they're on par with Germany or nowhere near them, actually, yet right now? Or any of the top teams, you could say?
Well, I think you have to say that we're up there. We're definitely top three. I haven't seen the finished product yet. Everything's nice other than the finished product. Once you get that down, I think at the end of the summer we should be back at the number one.
Rachel, do you think we're tops with some of those teams that up there, France's and Germany's of the world?
I think you definitely are up top. I think it's better for you to be in second going into the World Cup because it might release a bit of pressure ahead of the big tournament itself. I think Germany are under a lot of pressure now with the fact that they have the world number one title to their name, and as well as that they're also European champions, so they have a lot to live up to going into the tournament. So I think if it's shining a light off the US, I think it might make it a bit easier when they're going in to play that World Cup.
By the way, Germany, sweet kits. No, I don't like them. I mean, you know, I'm just saying they look nice. All right, Krista, what do you think about us? Do you think we're on par with some of those top teams, or will it help us going into the World Cup, as Rachel said?
I mean, if you would have asked me this question, a few months ago, it would have been definitely not. Even just like, a few weeks ago. But I mean, I think we're starting to get it back. So with just, chemistry and everything. But I mean, yeah, the rankings don't really, mean anything. So,
Christy, do the rankings mean anything to you, or are they a piece of trash like everyone else is saying?
I mean, rankings are what they are. You can take it and leave it in any sport, I think. I think that there's just not enough equal comparisons between the teams as far as, games played and quality of teams played in order to make a really good, solid list of a top 10, top 15, top 25, whatever. So as far as, I think Germany and the U.S. are pretty on par. I mean, I think Germany's struggled a little bit. We know the U.S. has struggled a little bit. I think everybody's working on trying to peak at the right time. So I think we should make up our own rankings and call it a day.
I think we just have an idea. So next week we'll be making our own rankings. If you guys are tuning in for that, we'll just revise that whole women's FIFA ranking, because I hate the fact that it goes back to, what is it? Let me check real quick. It goes back to 1871, that whole thing. When the men's is every 4 years. So I'm already pissed about that. So next week we make our own rankings. Tune in.
Can we bring Ireland into the top 10?
Yeah, I think we'll do.
We'll wait up to the game.
Actually, yeah, we'll do that before the World Cup. That's a good idea. How about that club and country video? You guys check that out? I wanted to talk about that because when I mentioned it, people were laughing about it. Christy, what did you think of the club and country? Was it a rebuttal to the whole Abby situation?
That was ridiculous. I mean, couldn't be more obvious if you tried. Seriously, it's like, come on, get out of here with that crap.
Krista, was it bad? Was it a bad idea for them to even go about making that? Because I remember seeing it and I almost laughed when you told me about the club and country thing.
Yeah, I don't really, whatever. Whatever. Oh, kind of a waste of days.
Nope. Whoa, he's frozen. Are you okay? Stay with us, DJ. There
I'm
you go.
still here. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm listening. I'm still here, guys, every time it freezes, so don't worry about it. Rachel, were you able to check out the Club and Country video? Was it a rebuttal to Abby Wambach to cover that
I'll be
situation?
honest, I didn't actually see that one.
Oh, jeez. You don't, if you
Yeah,
didn't,
I seen the title, so I said I wasn't watching it, considering all the little stories that were coming out about people retiring and not taking part and everything else.
Tyler, did you get to check it out, the Club and Country? Because I didn't even know about it until Kristen told me about it. What
Yeah,
did you,
it just
what,
seemed like she was, or they're just trying too hard, like Landon Diamond was earlier
yep.
at this point.
Yeah, to me, I just couldn't believe that they even did it. It was like, like you can't cover your tracks or anything. It's what's done is done. Don't try to make it just like I don't know. It was a big failure with that whole thing. And then we come and turn around and see this nice little trade about the whole Sydney LaRue and the rights of Abby Wambach for what was it? Sydney LaRue and defender Amanda Frisbee from Seattle Reign in exchange for midfielder Amber Brooks, the right Flash forward Abby Wambach, and the Flash's natural first-round pick in 2006. Good trade for Flash, good trade for the Reign, Tala.
We traded 3 or 2 good players for a statue. That's what we did.
Well, you need something to put in front of the stadium, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that Abby's even going to play for you guys or no?
Probably not. Yeah. All she's gonna, even if she does play, all she's gonna do is stand there while Kim Little dribbles around her.
That can make for some good theater. Now, and how do you feel about Amber Brooks?
Oh yeah, she's good. She's a beast. I
Okay,
really like her.
so that's a good game. And you guys have first-round pick, I believe, right? So that's fine. What do you think about that trade, Rachel? Do you think that was even like a good trade for? I mean, who won that trade? Was it Washington or I mean the Flash or was it the Reign? Like, I mean, Abby Wambach writes for Sydney LaRue and you lose a first-round pick for
um, it was a loss, really, being honest. I think LaRue was a great asset to any team, but I don't know why you would actually acquire Wambach when her intentions are not to play anyway. So I don't know why you would put yourself down a player, especially with the whole playing on turf and losing players anyway to the World Cup. So you're just putting yourself in a bigger hole.
have you got to see a lot of Amber Brooks? And do
Yeah,
you like?
I watched 1 or 2 of her matches. I think she's a great player. I was kind of shocked that she didn't get much of a look in at national team level because she is more or less another Carly Lloyd. Like I think Carly Lloyd could probably play a bit more defensive and let Amber sit ahead of her. And I think she was someone that Lloyd could have crafted, because she is young and
Yeah.
there's a lot still for her to learn.
Yeah, with Amber Brooks it's weird because I get a lot of mixed reaction. I had to ask a few people about her. I got to see her play a bit. And then even when she called up for the national team, some people love her. Some people absolutely hate her. It's no in between with her. Like Tobin Heath, some people are here or there, as you can see our panel was. For Amber Brooks, it was some people just say, "Oh, she's horrible," and then some people are saying, "Oh, she's really good. She's a beast." So it's I don't know. It's wide margin with her of how people feel about her. I want to see more of her this year, pay more attention to her, and I really make my judgment. When I saw her one game, I believe it was with the national team, she did fine in a little diamond because she sat back, played in a CDM role, and she did a good job, actually. Krista, how do you feel about the trade?
She fell asleep.
I have no idea what's going on with that. Yeah. What's up?
I thought you fell asleep there for a second.
Oh, me? No, I'm awake. I'm awake. Sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, I have no idea what's up with that trade. But I mean, I do agree that Brooks, I definitely would like to see more of her. Upset that we didn't see more of her with the national team as of late, but
Yeah, they kind of she was in the picture during the Sermani era, correct? So I guess we should have known following the whole thing with Timmy that you're not going to be seen ever again, probably. We'll see you in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I can't even, it's no use even questioning, who's getting called up and who's not getting called up anymore, because there's just, yeah. Jill she just does what she wants, so.
Jalopny for 10 more years. Christy, What did you think of the trade?
I thought it was really a strange trade for the Reign, mostly because, well, I guess they didn't really need, and they certainly weren't using Sid to her capacity, I should say. So maybe that was their motivation to it. They knew Sid wanted out, and they really weren't using her, and she wasn't needed at this point. So I think maybe they're hoping to have better luck with the first-round pick in the future, and if Abby happens to play, they'll see what they can do with her. If she doesn't, I don't think it's a really big loss for Seattle at this point. I think Frisbee was probably a bigger loss for them. The Amber Brooks thing, we had her last year in Portland, and I didn't like her play at all. I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan. She couldn't keep possession. She constantly wound up practically getting red carded every game, and it was just a really big struggle for her. But at the same time, she's a beast. I mean, that much I had to respect her in that aspect. She is a true defensive midfielder. If you can hone in her temper a little bit, then you might be able to make her into that defensive mid that maybe we need on the team in the future. It's hard to say. We don't have one, that's for sure. But otherwise, I didn't really understand it. I think they sent Sid somewhere she doesn't want to be, which I think if she gets her mind around it and wants to perform this season, great. But if she's unhappy with where she's at, that never makes a player perform at their best. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
It was weird because the stuff I was hearing about it, sources were telling me that Laura Harvey wasn't too happy about Sydney LaRue talking about wanting to be traded and closer to her husband. Now, on FCK, and I guess nothing was going to materialize with them, maybe because of what they wanted back for Sid or vice versa. So I'm guessing she's trapped in Western New York. So I hope she likes I believe Rochester, because
Buffalo.
You won't be. Buffalo. Well, I mean, you won't be leaving anytime soon. You better get used to it. Better find some nice food, plenty of places up there.
You like wings?
I hope you like wings, Sid. All right, let's check for a few questions real quick. See what we got. Anything?
I know there was one on Twitter.
What was on the Twitter? What did they say? What do they want?
Joe, I don't know where it is.
During this time, while she's looking for that question, I'll do my shout-outs. Since there's a ton this week, because I messaged a ton of people telling them to go check us out, I will start at the top. Married to U.S. Women's National Team, thanks for the shout-out. Megan Gallagher. Lauren Norman, thanks for the shout-out. Someone named Marta, not the player. Actually, Marta. U.S. Women's National Team Love 8. At Sid Goals. Nicole Skinner. What the heck? Give her a shout out. U.S. Women's National Tees and Auctions. Their website is still in working. Go check them out when they actually put up a site. Soccer U.S. Women's National Team 11. There's other people I forgot, but thank you too. That's it. just giving everyone shameless plugs. You guys got anybody you want to plug real quick? You got the question?
Okay, yeah, so here we go. So do you think the U.S. should play with the same lineup in the World Cup? Also, what do you think about Dunn and Leanne Robinson?
Okay. So first part was, should we play with this lineup? Let's start with that one. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the opponent, because that's what I feel like a lot of their lineups are going to be based off. But if this is the very first lineup we go out with, I'll be fine. It looked like we had a nice combination play. The chemistry was there amongst certain players. You could just see it with the passing and everything. I liked how we played overall, just width and everything. It was two different styles. Sometimes you see Pino drifting in when she saw the space, pass the ball up, or you see other pressing them drift in when we needed to, and then Kling and Krieger would just fly up the flanks. So if this is the lineup and we play it like we did today, which you're always going to depend on the opponent and everything else, because not everyone's going to be 17th ranked New Zealand with a bunch of 18 and 26-year-olds out there, but then it's fine if this is the type of opponent we play. Other than that, let's just play a line that we think is suitable for the type of opponent we're going against. Tala, what do you think? Should this, what was the question again, Krista? I just went off of my rant. Yeah.
Should this be, what was it, should this be whatever the starting 11 in the World Cup, or do you think whatever, something like that?
Yeah, I would just switch out Klingenberg for Kale, like I guess everyone says.
Rachel, what do you think?
Yeah, as Tala said, I think left back is my only concern with the starting 11. I think Klingenberg plays really well, but I think KO gives us a better spark going forward.
Christy, what do you think about it?
I think I think we're right on there with left back being the weakest position. I also have concerns about the instability at who we're going to use for our wingers. I think if we stay with I think the lineup today wasn't bad. I think if we get more out of press, or if we, use her against the right teams that aren't doing. I don't think she'll do well with a five-man midfield on the opponent's side, but then that's when you have players like Tobin Heath and Hale that you can plug in. So I think if we do the right plug and play at any position on the field, depending on who we're playing, I think that the left back situation is our only real need.
And Krista, you might as well answer it. You think this should be our lineup or no?
Yeah, I mean, like everyone else is saying, obviously the main one is KO and for Kling. And then, yeah, I like the Morgan A-Rod up top. It would have been cool to see Hale get some time in, and then, maybe like a Morgan and Sid or, Press and A-Rod or something up top.
And what was the second part of that question now?
Dunn and Leanne Robinson.
On a left back type of position, should they be playing or should they be out there?
Yeah, I think that's what they're
about them.
It's weird because with Leanne Robinson, I remember we actually got to meet her. Remember down there and never saw her again. Yeah, you remember we got to meet her. It was her and Timmy we met.
Yeah.
Yep.
Me and Krista got to meet Leanne Robinson on her first call some time back, and I guess we should have been happy we got to meet her because we've never saw her again in a national team shirt. So I thought her and Crystal Dunn would be great going down there playing in those fullback, I guess, positions because they, especially if you get them in now, start to develop them. Hey, you may I don't see us winning this. Well, yes, I'll say it. I don't see us winning this World Cup. I think a lot of people still have that false hope that they'll go on and magic happen. But sometimes, you can hope and dream all you want, but hope and dream and only get you so far if you ain't got the team or the talent or doing it the right way. So if they would have installed both of those players in and started to develop them now at those positions, it would have been great. So I actually rate Leanne Robinson pretty highly and Crystal Dunn, but I feel like even right now, Crystal Dunn's probably on the chopping block. She didn't get in today unless if she got in on the 2-3 minutes of where I had to go and set the show up for everyone. So it is what it is. What do you guys think, Tala, of like Crystal Dunn or Leanne Robinson?
They're both solid players. They both would be a better option than what we had today. I think Leanne Robinson, she was in the best 11 in 2013. So, I mean, it just shows that they're both class players. And we have a lot of depth in the national team, just whatever Ellis picks.
Rachel Stack, what do you think? Do you think either of those players should be getting a chance at one of those outside defender positions?
I really like Crystal Dunn. I think she's a bit of a tank. She'd go through for a shortcut to get the ball, so you need someone like that as well.
I agree. Krista, do you think either one of those players, the one player, Leanne Robinson, who you don't remember, and I look over there and see her autograph right on the wall right now. Do you think she should? Do you think she should be out there, or her, Crystal Dunn?
I mean, what was it? Dunn saw a lot of minutes under Sermani, if I'm not mistaken. It was, wasn't it like Dunn and KO a lot out there?
At one point, I remember seeing them at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like under Sermani, Dunn was in quite a bit. I feel like she hasn't gotten very many minutes since then. But yeah, I'd definitely like to see more of her. I'm not sure, as like a starter in the World Cup or anything like that, but, maybe throwing her in a little bit the next few games and kind of seeing where the chips fall and see how she's holding up and doing. So,
Chris and Christy, Leanne Robinson, Crystal Dunn, you like either of them or nah?
I like Dunn. I think Dunn's good, but she's a right back, and I think that's where she ran into trouble. She's not going to beat out Krieger. They tried her in that left back position, and she struggled a lot. Now, that said, maybe they could have trained her and kind of made her and formed her into a left back, but they didn't even bother to try that, which I find really interesting considering some of the other positions they've shoved players into. So if she could have morphed into that left back position, then maybe we wouldn't be having this conversation right now that we're having about left back, even though we're all KO fans as far as that goes. Leanne Robinson, I think that, and normally I would have said, she's too old of a player. I hate to say it like that, but after bringing Chalupny back, I really think that whole thought process goes right out the window. So I think, I don't know why they didn't give Leanne Robinson a shot. I mean, if you're looking for veteran players with experience who handle their business pretty well in the NWSL, then I don't see why she didn't get a call up and more attention.
I just call him one of those like Sermani call-ups. Second, you were like, oh, who is that player? And then they were gone. Never again. He burned their jersey, threw it away, probably on eBay for like about $10. Need to go check that out. All right. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, we have. So what do we all think about Abby's horrendous, oh my God, haircut? So bad.
Oh, man, this is about to be troll sessions on us, man.
So this isn't fashion.
You know what I say? I say, do your hair how you want. It's good because I wish we knew who cut it. Whoever, right? It was nice. It was made for headers. That's why she got that haircut.
Okay.
Who asked that question? So, you're wrong. You are wrong for asking that on us on air. Everyone starts sweating when that question came. You are wrong. Any other question?
I didn't see any.
Sorry, I stole your Twitter questions. I was on the hunt for questions.
Trolling questions, man. Trolling on there, dog. We don't do that. We do that on our personals. We do not do that on the show.
Come on, though. I don't know.
You know what? And I'm gonna, next week we're gonna have a Chalupny. No, I'm joking. We're not gonna have Chalupny. They probably hate the show now. Those girls are always dogging us out. And that guy, he runs it. He runs it all. All right, guys. It looks like if there's no more questions, I can do the whole little wrap up and play my little theme music in my head. That's everything.
So you have theme music?
Yeah, in my head.
Oh, okay.
Boom, chicka, boom, 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 and the theme music.
Beautiful. We need an outro.
Yeah, we'll work.
Someone come up with an outro and we'll send you a prize.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, well, let me tell everyone what's happening next week because Rachel's about to fall asleep. Look at her head just dropping over there. She's done. So next week, guys, we're going to do 2 shows. So we're going to have one, just a quick show before the NWSL opener to go over the Dash and Spirit game. We're just going to talk about it a few minutes, talk about who we think we're going to win. We'll try to do it for games sometimes and not, just look out. We'll tell you if we're going to. We all have many lives outside this, so we can't always jump on everything. After that, also next week is Rain Week, so we know we're about to get like about 1,000 people watching that because all of a sudden a lot of people became Rain fans that we didn't know were Rain fans. A lot of people like Tyler were already Rain fans. They just started winning, so he was one of the lucky true ones.
With the trade.
What's that? Oh, yeah, you said with the trade? Yeah, we're really going to depth with all that stuff, so look out for Rain Week next week. We'll have a couple of new faces maybe on here. We might have a couple of old faces. You never know. Actually, I'm not going to tell you. You'll see. Other than that, I'm guessing that's everything. Rachel needs to go to bed. A bunch of wacky stuff happened this week. I had people yelling, telling me there was food ready. So I'm going to go eat. Heck yeah, I can't wait. I'm about to go get some ribs. Rachel's about to fall asleep. I don't know what Chris is about to do. And Chrissy's looking at her phone. She's about to go. Tell her, you have a nice night, sir. Yeah. That's it, everybody. We're out. Take it easy. You guys have a nice one.